But, you know, as opinionated as we are, we're going to go through this. I'm going to provide a wee little bit of context just here, just if it is your first video and you think I might sound a bit, you know, spicy here. This is where I came from and the standards that I have. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I trust that you're of the stable mind to just put 2 and 2 together there, that my bar for standards is massively above this game, and that, you know, it has held the genre back for the past 9 years. But we're not going to go there, you know, we're not going to dig up the old corpses and all that kind of thing, because obviously the game you've just seen came out in 2015, and we're still here with this. In 2025, but it's fine, don't worry. We're going to go through this, I'm going to read through it, I'm going to provide absolutely truthful opinions, but yeah, we're just going to read through this to begin with, and we'll get going. So, we're going to read what the absolutely amazing minds at this company that doesn't play this very popular asymmetrical game that they're developing has to say, and base their entire data and balancing issues around a very terrible fucking system of data sheets that don't provide any kind of information whatsoever about the game they're actually creating, and they seem to pride themselves in this and gaslight the player base into thinking they actually know what they're doing. But here we go, let's have a look. Press active ability to swap between dream snares and dream pallets. Good. We're starting off very nicely. This was absolutely fucking ridiculous that you had to basically pick which useless thing you wanted to dedicate half of your build to, you know, building around when you played this killer. When a sleeping survivor is hit, they become injured. Good. Good. That's some semblance of power. It makes pallets dangerous when you're asleep, which also feeds into a slow down mechanic, which allows him to have actual pressure, because people are going to have to actually look for fucking alarm clocks now, before they didn't even need to, you know, because it was just fucking redundant. You basically just wanted to, as Survivor, you were basically just deciding whether you wanted to play in black and white or not. So if you pick the wrong one you want to bait, you're fucked, because you go into it whether you like it or not. Dev note, an important part of the Nightmare's playstyle is creating the illusion of being everywhere at once. Yep, so you've fucking removed it. Well done. And his dream perception is a major part of that. Yep, you've removed it. Well done. We've made a few changes to make this even more effective. No, you haven't. You've made it worse. And removed the pain point of having survivor progress, rendering the Nightmare's power obsolete. That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. Basically removing his ability to fucking exist, as Gens had done, is something that he really did need. Yeah, good. But this first sentence is actually just factually incorrect. An important part of the Nightmare's playstyle is creating the illusion. That's correct. Everything after it isn't. And his dream perception is a major part of that, because you've just removed it. You've literally stated what was good about him. An important part of the Nightmare's playstyle is creating the illusion of being everywhere at once, baiting generators by creating a copy of himself at them. We've removed it. Right there. We've fucking removed it. Gone. Axed. Discontinued. Yeah. But then we're praising it in the next paragraph. Fucking hell. Sleeping survivors can use any alarm clock to wake up. Excellent. There it is. His entire power's fucking useless. Knew it. There it is. They can just literally pick whatever alarm clock they want, wherever it is in the map, right next to generators, no doubt, because that's where the objectives usually spawn. For killers, right next to generators, because we like to, well, we try to gaslight the community into believing we're trying to give survivors more things to do in the rounds, and then when we add something for survivors to do during the rounds to sort of slow gen speeds down that are still problematic, because we haven't realised that yet either. We put whatever it is, be it killer power, be it environmental, anything, right next to fucking generators, so they can just do it in, what, like 2-3 seconds, whatever the time is, and then jump straight back on the generator and we're back to square one again. So basically we can just get alarm clocks and use them straight away, and they'll probably never be in the dream world. Excellent. Twitter approves of this. On the Survive side, we want to address a few notable frustrations. Fucking what, dude? It was a free win, this killer, for fucking survivors. Christ. I played both sides, dude, and I've never been killed by this killer when playing Survivor, because he was fucking useless. Mainly around alarm clocks and the general process of waking up. Dude, you used to sit on a fucking generator, right, and literally purposefully miss skill checks to get out of his entire fucking power, and we were crying about this, were we, on Twitter? Is that what this is? Some fucking notable frustrations of having to not press the fucking spacebar? Fucking hell. Crying out loud. We're confident these changes will improve the experience of playing against the Nightmare, because we can do no wrong without having a significant impact on the overall balance. Fucking hell, dude. We're actually crying about a killer that could be made redundant by not, you're just missing a skill check, essentially, Fucking hell, dude. God forbid we have to get off generators, stop drooling over N1 for a couple of seconds, and go and look for a fucking alarm clock. The only bit of power the killer actually had. It's fucking insane, dude. This is why I don't want Evolve to be revived in the modern day, dude, because it'd be fucking vegetable gaming. The monster wouldn't be able to fucking touch you, because it'd hurt your feelings. Here we are again, boys. Like an abusive ex, innit? Dr. Pepper's out because we're about to get opinionated. Right, we're going to say a couple of things just before we go into this. If there's any of you still left from my DbD days, there was a bit of a following going on. And then we switched over to Rivals because my taste for this game is getting progressively worse the more I play it. I don't know anything about this. We're going to say it straight away, right? I have literally no knowledge. The only knowledge I had was that Freddy was getting reworked. Everybody knew this, It was only until about 30 minutes ago I was scrolling through Reddit, and literally everything Reddit was showing me from the DbD subreddit was about how great this rework is. So to me, from my perspective, that means one of two things. Either this is very Survivor favoured, and they're all fucking loving it because they don't have to use the brains against it, which I'm probably going to imagine that's the case here, or it is the other side of things where it is actually good and it does feel like an ASIM, and it's mostly killer players that are praising it and all that kind of thing, so it won't make it out of the PTB, and this will just be pointless because we'll go back to the regular Freddy again. That's the two potential outcomes that I can predict in this particular situation. But, as opinionated as we are, we're going to go through this. I'm not going to listen to literally anybody. As I say, I've not seen anybody else's reactions to this yet. We've not done anything of the sort. I have literally just gone from Reddit, turned this on, downloaded the PTB, and we're going to do a couple of rounds in this. I'll provide a timestamp for you if you don't want to listen to the patch note reactions and all that kind of thing. You just want to see this play out in game. But yeah, we're just going to read through this to begin with, and we'll get going. So, we're going to read what the absolutely amazing minds at this company that doesn't play this very popular asymmetrical game that they're developing has to say, and base their entire data and balancing issues around a very terrible fucking system of data sheets that don't provide any kind of information whatsoever about the game they're actually creating, and they seem to pride themselves in this and gaslight the player base into thinking they actually know what they're doing. But here we go, let's have a look. The Nightmare, Freddy Krueger himself, who has been unplayable for about 7 years himself, is one of horror's most iconic slashers. While he has proven himself to be a formidable foe for newer players, has he? He's begun to feel a little bit behind in Dead by Daylight's current landscape. A little bit. Wow, okay. We're excited to help players rediscover the macabre joy of donning into the signature sweater and wreaking havoc like only Freddy can. Right. We've made several adjustments to his power, which should help Freddy feel like a dream demon he always was destined to be. Our philosophy was to make the dream world's presence affect survivors even when they're awake, giving the nightmare a consistently threatening edge with more flexibility than ever before. Okay. See, this all sounds very great, but again, it's behaviour that's designing this game, so it's not leaving a great taste in my mouth, to be honest, but we'll see. Change. So this is neither a buff nor a addition, apparently. No, not buff, sorry. No, it's not a new addition. Press active ability to swap between dream snares and dream pallets. Good. We're starting off very nicely. This was absolutely fucking ridiculous that you had to basically pick which useless thing you wanted to dedicate half of your build to, you know, building around when you played this killer. The dev note is that this has long been requested, yep, and we're thrilled to finally make it happen. Why has it took you 7 years, though? With consistent access to 2 impactful abilities, the Nightmare can live up to his name by slowing survivors down and shattering them psychologically. I mean, the ability to... It makes me laugh, dude, when they start, you know, talking about this when it's a game where you run in circles. Having the ability to quickly swap between powers has the added benefit of raising the killer's skill ceiling. Yeah, probably. Well, providing him with 2 different tools to utilise in a chase, yeah, that's the more important bit. I don't give a shit about skill ceilings and all that kind of stuff in a game where, again, you just run around in circles, there isn't one to begin with. New dream snares now move at 12 meters a second with a cooldown of 5 seconds. What? Dream snares move at 12 meters a second. That's fucking fast, boys. That's really fast. 12 meters a second. Cooldown of 5 seconds. They can go through walls and upstairs, but not off ledges. Okay, so they've turned him into a ranged killer, then, with snares. Dream snares now have unique interactions with survivors, whether they are asleep or awake. Okay. Sleeping survivors will be hindered for 4 seconds. That's good, because it's going to give him some presence in chase. While awake survivors will gain 30 seconds on their sleep meter. Don't know what that means yet. But that basically, ignoring this bit, which is obviously the part you're going to be getting for this, because I don't actually fully understand what this means yet. I'll have to see what this is in game. But at face value, that means they're actually useless against awake survivors. I assume what this basically means is you hit them with them while you're awake to get them asleep faster. That's the way I take this. I don't understand the wording though where it says will gain 30 seconds on their sleep meter. This kind of implies that you're actually extending it, which means they'd fall asleep later on. I don't know. But yeah. If we're talking about something that counts down until they're asleep, it'd take 30 seconds off the sleep meter. Don't know, whatever. We'll see how it goes in there. Dev note, this change grants the Nightmare additional flexibility while using the snare, allowing him to use them against a wide variety of opponents, making it so survivors don't need to be asleep to be affected, will make quite the impact, not just on a power level, but thematically as well. Making it so survivors don't need to be asleep to be affected. They're not being affected, though. The main effect is the hindrance for 4 seconds. That's the effect that you get by using this. If they're awake, they don't get hindered, which means it doesn't have an effect. It's just lowering. I assume that that's what this means. It's making the time for them to fall asleep shorter. So, depending on how big this sleep meter actually is, you're not getting anything from hitting awake survivors with it until you actually get them in the dream world. So they're still going to be running loops during that time. I think that, yeah, thinking about it then, it's going to really depend on how big this sleep meter is. Because if it's like fucking 2 minutes or some shit like that, he's going to be useless still. Because they're going to just get to pallets and all that kind of stuff in between. But, you know, we'll see. Additional flexibility allowing him to get... Yeah. Who's there on it? Right. Dream pallets, this is new, can be triggered to explode. In a geyser of blood, you can detonate pallets now. That's hilarious. The explosion occurs 1.5 seconds after activation with a 3-meter radius. Trying to do a mathematical picture in my head here, because I think this is one of the behaviour coveted abilities that sounds like it's good, but it's actually dog shit. Because it's a 1.5 seconds, so survivors running towards a pallet, you press it, and it doesn't do it for 1.5 seconds. So what I predict will happen with this, again, because this is behaviour and killers can't have power in this game, there's going to be some massive fucking sound that plays whenever you trigger this, which will allow the survivors to move away from this 3-meter radius. And I should imagine that when you use this, you'll get locked out of animation for a pretty sizable window, the same way where if you want to pull yourself out of your power, we had a similar issue with Houndmaster, where you go to throw the dog out, realise that the window's past to throw the dog out, so you want to switch back to your weapon to potentially get another M1, but you get a massive window where it locks you out of the game and slows you down massively, because you're punished for making decisions on the fly as the power roll. I assume there might be some of that bullshit in this particular mechanic now. But if there isn't, then yeah, maybe. I said I've only read half of it anyway. Explosion occurs 1.5 seconds after activation of 3-meter radius. Yep. When a sleeping survivor is hit, they become injured. Good. Good. That's some semblance of power. It makes pallets dangerous when you're asleep, which also feeds into a slow down mechanic, which allows him to have actual pressure, because people are going to have to actually look for fucking alarm clocks now before they didn't even need to, because it was just fucking redundant. You basically just wanted to, as a survivor, you were basically just deciding whether you wanted to play in black and white or not. But yeah, I think that it gives him some jurisdiction over how pellets are played as well. I do think this will be the point of contention for the Twitter landscape that behaviour balances the game from. A collection of, well, an entire website full of people with the most stupidest fucking takes imaginable, and behaviour listens to it, which is why this game's now dog shit when it used to be really good. But yeah, they become injured. When an awake survivor is hit, they gain 60 seconds on their sleep timer, so you don't really want to use this against awake survivors unless the pallets can be used quite easily, and this isn't fucking based on a quantity amount, because if it is, bollocks to it. You should be able to just have infinitely amount of these on a cooldown with how you can use them. They haven't actually designated a cooldown for the dream pallets though, on how you can put them down. Not yet anyway. Dream pellets have been a fun and rewarding way to mind game survivors. No, they haven't. There's the first symptom of us not playing the game. We wanted to add even more benefit to landing a successful deception. There was no successful deception. You basically, once you knew Freddy was running dream pallets and he'd spent half his fucking build to cook himself out of actually being able to play the game, you'd basically just run around the map dropping every suspicious pallet you saw, and he got 0 fucking value out of it. That was it. Now, even if the survivor does manage to escape the chase, they run the risk of sustaining a dark souvenir to remember you by. What? Now, even if the survivor does manage to escape the chase, they run the risk of sustaining a dark souvenir, which means being injured by a pallet. Why would a survivor escape a chase and then get hit by the pallet? I'm picking things apart too much, guys, but this is what I'm talking about. They don't fucking play the game. They don't have any kind of understanding of it at all. If a survivor's escaped a chase, they're not going to be doing anything with fucking pallets. So this isn't going to matter if a survivor escapes the chase. It means it's got makes fuck all difference to them. They're not going to get hit by a random pallet. Not unless you actually make the read on them. But at that point, they haven't escaped the chase because you'll still be following them. Okay, now it is what it is. New, the nightmare can now teleport to completed, blocked, and endgame generators. Fucking at last, boys. God, this has took us 7 years to fucking implement, as well as any survivor healing in the dream world. I'm tentatively saying that's a game changer. As well as any survivor in the dream world. Oh, this isn't making it out of the fucking PTB, boys. This is what a relay sim looks like. Ooh, we'll have to see if that makes it, because I fucking doubt it will, boys, with how much of a snowflake-orientated player base this game has these days. That's massive amounts of pressure, especially if you're hooking people as well, because as soon as they start healing, you can fucking get right over there. That's actually fucking terrible, actually. I don't... Because I do actually play both sides, fellas, as spiteful as I sound here, towards maybe the killer side of the gameplay, but I am thinking of the survivor perspective here, because this basically enables hardcore tunneling. Dream protection on a healing survivor will teleport the nightmare within 12 meters. Oh, okay, of their position. No, it's actually good then. Yeah, that's actually positive. Twitter will say it isn't, but it is. We just need to, you know, we need to basically, what we need to do, the sane people in the player base need to basically just surgically remove behaviour from Twitter and actually get them to play the game they're designing, because this is actually good. This is what power looks like in an ASIM. It basically means that as soon as you get unhooked, unless it still works the same way actually, because if you get unhooked, you're actually out of the dream world. Ah, no, yeah. Right, no. Right, that's fine. There is still massive amounts of counterplay to this. Because if you're hooked, you're actually out the dream world. Which means this isn't going to go off. In fact, this is rarely ever going to go off, I think. Thinking about it, actually. Yeah. That's actually pointless, I think. Unless, you know, obviously you do manage to catch somebody out who is in the dream world, but a player with an IQ in double digits is going to know that if they're in the dream world, they need to go and get an alarm clock. So, yeah, I doubt anybody outside of very basic, you know, first tier, whatever, lowest tier MMR is going to be healing in the dream world. But sure, there it is. Yeah, 12 meters their position. Upon completing a teleport, survivors within 8 meters will be revealed with killer instincts and gain 15 seconds to their sleep meter. So he has that going for him as well. His power gets aura reading, which is good. Revealed with killer instincts, that's not auras. I was going to say you might be able to get lethal pursuer value with that. But it's killer instinct, this is the shit aura reading. It's the pulsing that tells you the vague locations. Change, the teleport cooldown has been decreased from 45 to 30 seconds, that's a buff, and the teleport can no longer be cancelled, that's a nerf. So he can't mind game anymore, basically. Yeah, can't mind game anymore. $15 seconds. I'm tempted to say this is a nerf overall. 15 seconds, yeah, sure. But he can't bait anymore, and he can't mind game. Like, if he wants to TP to a generator, he has to commit to it now. So if you pick the wrong one you want to bait, you're fucked, because you go into it whether you like it or not. Yeah. They've noted an important part of the Nightmare's playstyle is creating the illusion of being everywhere at once. Yep, so you've fucking removed it. Well done. And his dream perception is a major part of that. Yep, you've removed it. Well done. We've made a few changes to make this even more effective. No, you haven't. You've made it worse. And removed the pain point of having survivor progress, rendering the Nightmare's power obsolete. That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. Basically removing his ability to fucking exist, as Gens had done, is something that he really did need. Yeah, good. But this first sentence is actually just factually incorrect. An important part of the Nightmare's playstyle is creating the illusion. That's correct. Everything after it isn't. And his dream perception is a major part of that, because you've just removed it. You've literally stated what was good about him. An important part of the Nightmares playstyle is creating the illusion of being everywhere at once, baiting generators by creating a copy of himself at them. We've removed it. Right there. We've fucking removed it. Gone. Axed. Discontinued. Yeah. But then we're praising it in the next paragraph. Fucking hell. Finally, the dream world. Don't let the name deceive you, the psychological torture chamber is far from a dream. Yeah, we wanted this update to inject sleeping survivors with a sense of terror, paranoia and urgency. So we made a few small but crucial tweaks. New, in the dream world, healing survivors will be revealed by Killer Instinct for as long as they are healing. Longer in for 3 seconds when they stop, allowing the nightmare to teleport to them. Fucking hell, dude, he gets told when people are healing as well. See, this is good, but again, it's one of those pilled abilities, because once you go against this killer once, you're going to know not to heal in the dream world, and then it's useless. It doesn't mean anything, you know? Because if you basically, you shouldn't be healing in the dream world, because if you heal in the dream world, he gets a free TP to you. People are going to learn this very fucking quickly, dude, because it's basic low IQ shit, you know? Like, it's the first game you play against this killer, you're probably going to realise it. Because you're going to start healing in the dream world, and then he's going to TP to you and get you down and put you on knock. You're not going to do that in the next game, you know? Like, outside of the first game, this is going to be useless after that. We'll see, you know, we'll see. We're also giving the dream world a slight visual polish. Please don't make it fucking just the regular world with some white flashing outlines on it. The misty flakiness of it was very good, which should help immerse players further into the fantasy. We have plans to continue improving this in the future, so keep your eyes out for even more. If they've done what they've done with Dredge's Nightfall, that'd be good. But I doubt it, because, you know, I can't see. It's a horror game. I can't see. Make everything bright. Fucking hell. Sleeping survivors can use any alarm clock to wake up. Excellent. There it is. His entire power's fucking useless. Knew it. There it is. They can just literally pick whatever alarm clock they want, wherever it is in the map, right next to generators, no doubt, because that's where the objectives usually spawn for killers, right next to generators, because we like to, well, we try to gaslight the community into believing we're trying to give survivors more things to do in the rounds, and then when we add something for survivors to do during the rounds to sort of slow gen speeds down that are still problematic, because we haven't realised that yet either. We put whatever it is, be it killer power, be it environmental, anything, right next to fucking generators, so they can just do it in, what, like 2-3 seconds, whatever the time is, and then jump straight back on the generator and we're back to square one again. So basically they can just get alarm clocks and use them straight away, and they'll probably never be in the dream world. Excellent. Twitter approves of this. New, after using an alarm clock, it goes on a cooldown for 45 seconds, during which it cannot be used. Okay, that's good, at least. There's a bit of an offset there. This is only, I imagine, decent, though, if this is global. So if a survivor uses an alarm clock, then it goes on cooldown for the 45 seconds and nobody else can fucking use it. Because if it's just for one person, pointless. Because they're just gonna, depending on how big the sleep meter is, they're just gonna go to the next alarm clock immediately, which probably won't be that far away. And then they'll come back to the gen that they were working on that's about 50%ed in that time, work on it a bit more, then get the alarm clock that becomes available 45 seconds later right next to the generator again, and they're just consistently out of the power all the time. So we'll have to see if, you know, this actually applies to every survivor, essentially. On the survivor side, we want to address a few notable frustrations. Fucking what, dude? It was a free win, this killer, for fucking survivors. Christ. I played both sides, dude, and I've never been killed by this killer when playing Survivor, because he was fucking useless. Mainly around alarm clocks and the general process of waking up. Dude, you used to sit on a fucking generator, right, and literally purposefully miss skill checks to get out of his entire fucking power, and we were crying about this, were we, on Twitter? Is that what this is? Some fucking notable frustrations of having to not press the fucking spacebar? Fucking hell. Crying out loud. We're confident these changes will improve the experience of playing against the Nightmare, because we can do no wrong without having a significant impact on the overall balance. Fucking hell, dude. We're actually crying about a killer that can be made redundant by not, you know, you're just missing a skill check, essentially. You know? Fucking hell, dude. God forbid we have to get off generators, stop drooling over N1 for a couple of seconds, and go and look for a fucking alarm clock. You know, the only bit of power the killer actually had. It's fucking insane, dude. This is why I don't want Evolve to be revived in the modern day, dude, because it'd be fucking vegetable gaming. The monster wouldn't be able to fucking touch you, because it'd hurt your feelings. We hope you enjoy this updated version of the Nightmare, and we'll be keeping a close eye on your feedback, unless of course we happen to fall asleep. You've been asleep with this killer for the past 7 years, but yeah, okay, wholesome jokes. The Nightmares add-ons. Rounding out this rework is a substantial pass to all the Nightmares add-ons, which will incentivise creativity. I doubt it. Whenever you're preparing your next loadout, basically without reading anything below this, I'm just gonna, you know, I've got my eyes closed while I'm saying this. There's going to be 1 or 2 of these add-ons that gets picked after about a week of experimentation, and then that's all you'll see, because that's what this game is anyway. There's only like 2 actual builds in the entire fucking game. While the full list is too long to include, here are a few notable add-ons coming with this update. We're very critical, ladies and gentlemen, but it is something I want to do. I'd do this with any developer, right? Fantastic fucking game design. While the list is full list is too long to include, so we're going to change things about the game, but we're not going to fucking list them to you. We're not going to tell you about it, right? Teehee, have a laugh, go and discover it for yourself, peasant player, yeah? We're not going to bother writing the whole fucking patch notes out and all that kind of shit. It stems from the initial thing that I said at the beginning, guys, the expectations bar. I just want a competently made fucking ASIM at the top of the genre, you know? And there's a lot of just shit like this that bothers me. And nobody says anything. That's another thing that bothers me. No streamer says anything. It's all sunshine, rainbows, positivity. Nothing can go wrong with this game, dude, despite it being absolutely fucking dog shit for the past 5 years, or give or take, you know. And that's coming from somebody who was here from 2016, day one, and did used to love this game, right? Yeah. But based on the current fucking age of behaviour and the way they're developing it, mate, something went fucking wrong big time. The way it's been going. Because it's turning less into an ASIM and more into a fucking ego simulator designed for people that are shit at video games, right? That's where a lot of this is coming from. Yeah, I just want to get that out there, you know? So, it is what it is, you know. I come from an era when ASIMs were actually ASIMs, and if you were shit at them on either side, you were fucking punished for it, you know, not rewarded like this game does, because it rewards survivors for playing like arse, and it's praised in the streaming circuit for being shit at video games. Moving on, rounding out this rework is we've just been through that. Right, red paintbrush, this was an iridescent. What was this? Good, we've listed what it was. Thank you, I appreciate this. All survivors start the trial in the dream world, yes. Failed skill checks do not wake up survivors in the dream world. Right, we've removed that, so survivors now can just wake themselves up, I assume, based on this being removed, by just not hitting spacebar whenever a skill check pops up. So they don't even need to bother with alarm clocks, honestly. Considering now he has to commit to teleporting as well, so he can't bait anything. So as soon as he sees an explosion on the gen, he can channel his teleport, but by which time the survivor will start to move because the visual cue will probably almost certainly still be there. So, yeah. That basically makes the entire alarm clock part of his power redundant. But we've removed it. So, something that actually plaster fixed is very bad design. So what does it do instead? It reveals the aura, absolutely useless, of survivors in the dream world when they are further than 32 meters away. Increases each survivor's dream sleep meter by 50%. Is that a fucking buff to survivors? Increases each survivor's sleep meter by 50%. For the absolutely invaluable aura reveal of survivors in the dream world who are never going to be actually in the dream world because they can just break out by letting go of skill checks and further than 32 meters away from you. But you can give them 50% increase on your fucking sleep meter. Is that what this is? Mate, seriously? Dude, this is an eerie. And you're buffing survivors. That's just fucking useless. Reveals the aura of survivors 32 meters away. Useless. Actually useless. but you can give them 50% increase on the sleep meter. Unless this means it's 50% shorter. I don't know what the wording is. I don't know what it means. But if that's a fucking buff by 50%, wow, that's dog shit. Black box, this was always dog shit. Recently opened exit gates are blocked for 15 seconds. Useless. Exit gates are blocked for sleeping survivors for 15 seconds when they are opened. Even more useless. So we've nerfed both of his Iris. Good, that's a very good start. So recently opened exit gates are blocked for 15 seconds. This was always useless. This was the old version. So now they've made it exit gates are blocked for only sleeping survivors, which is what I assume this means. Because it's now just not, you know, they're specifying this specifically. So it's specifically sleeping survivors, not awake ones. So if you basically just carry a medkit, miss a skill check, break yourself out of the dream world, you're out for free. This means nothing. And it's also 15 seconds after they're opened as well, which is also just nothing, because you're going to be chasing somebody or on the other side of the map to where the gates are, depending on where your line of sights are, you know, at the end where you're looking to see what switch they're on. That 15 seconds is probably going to be up by the time you get over to where the gate actually is on most maps. So, yeah, useless. Swing chains, very rare. Old, rusty but sturdy. Why did I include in the description in this? Why is this here? It's fine. While survivors are in the dream world, the sounds of their footsteps are 50% louder. Never used this, but that strikes me as useless, because, seriously, I've never really gone off footsteps. I've gone off mind games when chasing survivors. I've never really thought of listening to things, you know, like this. After using dream protection, block all vaults within 16 meters for 6 seconds. That's not bad, to be honest. Why is that very rare and not an Eerie? Because that's better than both of these combined. So you basically project to, say, Shack Gen, and you block them all in, basically. Which is good. If you've got rid of Shack Pallet, that should be a free hit whenever you TP as well, if they're working on Shack Gen. Or gens that are near windows, usually windows they use to escape, and the pallet's gone. If the pallet's still there, it's not as bad. Not as weak, I should say. But yeah, sure. Keep an eye out for the full list once the update goes live, but rest assured the Dream Demon will have plenty of terrifying tools to work with moving forward. Yep, realm repeat prevention. Wasn't this always in existence? You weren't sent to the same map twice. To decrease realm repetition, we're implementing a realm prevention system which will replace the existing map repeat. Ah, right. So this is basically just... Is this not going to extend queues, though? Because there's not as many realms as there is maps. If you're putting people in queues where they're not going to get into lobbies that have been sent to ones before and all that kind of shit. You're not familiar with there's a distinction between realms and maps. Yes, I'm not stupid. Behaviour. Realm is a unique world. Yep. We know. We're explaining for the newer people. Some examples of the Mancunian Estate, Colwyn Farm, Red Forest. Yep. Maps of variety. Yep. Yeah. So a new system will ensure that you'll never be sent to the realm back to back, but I don't know, is that not going to just tank queues? Because the game's going to be like panicking to fucking get people in lobbies that haven't mirrored realms. I don't know, whatever. Deep Wound update. Scary times. This has probably been buffed. While experienced players have grown familiar with the Deep Wound mechanic and mending, it's been a continuous source of confusion for newer players. Fucking how, dude? Like, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, fellas, but seriously, if I was a new player getting into this game now, the first game, I'd get it. I got it, I'm injured, there's a bar ticking down on the left of the screen, you know. If it gets to 0, something bad's going to happen. I can mend, as it tells me at the bottom of the screen, so I'm going to do that to get rid of this yellow bar. To help clarify things, we've implemented a visual update similar to the anti-face camp bar. Yeah, this thing. Which is just the same as it being over there. Yeah, sure, okay. They're filling the screen, dude, with just loads of shit, dude. The immersion is just completely fucking gone. Anti-face cam bar. This bar will be a lot easier to track, appearing front and centre in the UI. Yep, silly little player, and remaining there until you are fully mended. We've also reduced the blood splatter and darkening effects. That's a nerf. That appear whenever you're in the deep wound state. Several subtle visual updates will now be added to the bar, highlighting the dire nature of the status. Check out a screenshot below. This basically makes it so that when you're actually in the deep wound, which is usually applied by the numerous cop-out mechanics that survivors have these days that just give them iframes out of every conceivable bad situation they're in, they won't be as visually reduced anymore. So they won't be getting confused at doorways or any kind of minor slip-ups that might give you distance on them. They'll just be able to see where they're going now and get them completely cop-out mechanics, as I've just mentioned, that 9 times out of 10 actually just win them the game completely for free, essentially, because there's no screen block anymore. Sure, it's for the new players though, innit? We don't think about the top players because we never play the game. Free character trials. Dead by Daylight features a massive and growing roster of characters. Yeah. I'm not going there. I was going to say something else there, but, you know, one-hit wonder. To make matters even more complex, each character brings 3 unique perks to the game. Yep, that's the source of all the balance issues. I've spoke about that in the past. I do think that 99% of the perks outside of the base ones should be removed from this game. And you'd actually see a significantly better balance. But yeah. With killers having additional power to learn and master, it can be especially tricky to gauge which characters might suit your preferred playstyle. Long-time players may even remember specific offerings that let you play as a killer you didn't own. Yes, iridescent. I think it was iridescent flesh and burning splinter for Freddy, and Leatherface, I believe. You used to be able to buy them in the Blood Web if you didn't know what that was. 5,000, they were like ultra rares. But then you walked into the game with no perks and it wasn't really great because you realised that killers without perks are shit. But that was also back in the days of when the game was actually quite fun, so it was not as bad as it is today. Giving you a taste of what they're capable of. Yep, we're excited to be launching a new system that will allow you to use specific characters for free during an event period. Yeah, it's quite good. People do get to see what the characters actually are while in the events queue. The events queue? Really? Why does it have a separate queue? Why does it actually have a separate queue to try a fucking character? Why? You're making queues literally everywhere else longer. Dude, fucking hell. They're really leaning into queues, dude. Like, the player base really isn't that fucking big, dude. That's why it spends like 20 minutes trying to get a killer game in 2v8 or outside of 2v8 when that was going on. It was like nearly impossible to play as killer because the lobbies were taking ages to get queues because they split the player base with queues. But they're doing it again here with events queue. Whatever, it's fine, sure. So basically, whenever they're going to be doing a free showcase of a character, expect to be waiting 20 minutes in a queue, boys, because everybody's going to be playing the new characters in this separate queue that could really just exist in the base game. Something they actually had back in the day via offerings. Okay, note that only select characters will be available, chosen at our discretion, but they will be accessible to everyone, yet. While this will be for a limited time with restricted access to the Blood Web, it will allow players to really get a feel for the new character and even complete character-specific challenges. That's good. Because at the moment, there are challenges you can't complete without actually spending money on the game. Like, you actually have to pay to fucking finish them. And in some cases, I think in 1 or 2 cases maybe, that is actually stopping people from completing rifts. I don't know. Tome rift challenges, things, getting the full thing done, basically. But yeah, now that that's out of the way, we will zip to the gameplay. We'll see how this actually looks in game, eh? See you there. Right, fellas, it's completely reset on my build, so I don't know what I was running on him. But we will just lock in. That didn't get changed, did it? It was. Remember me? Just remember. So this got increased to 5, didn't it? I think. Yeah, that got increased to 5. I've read the full thing in the time between. There was apparently another one that I missed. But for the long and short of it, everything's the same. What we've just read. Beast of Prey apparently got changed as well. Something I am going to say about this: they've removed the BP gains. Why? Don't know. They probably shouldn't have done, to be honest, though. BP gains are good for running specific perks. They're just an added bonus, especially when it takes, like, how many characters this game's got now. All this. Just... it's getting progressively, longer and longer, and we're never going to get anywhere, really, with a lot of things, so added bonuses of BP and all that kind of stuff shouldn't have been removed. Same reason why it shouldn't have been removed from barbecue, but, it is what it is, isn't it? What was the other one? Fire up. There it is. Yeah, this got... I think this was originally 4? I think? I don't know. Right, so... we're just going to do a quick little add-on pass. I'm going to give you the patch notes myself because Behaviour didn't want to for some reason. We're just going to have a look through this. This is going to be initial reactions to this as well. Again, a timestamp will be on screen if you just want to get to the gameplay, don't worry. I know people don't really like ranty talking content, but some of you do, so we're just going to read them. So we know about these two, we don't need to go over them. Z-Block, survivors hit with a Dream Snare or Dream Pallet are revealed for 3 seconds. Useless. We're going to go through it very quickly, based on initial reactions as well. I'll provide reasons for this, actually, not just go through it and say useless. This is useless because you'll be in a chase with them, so the reveal for 3 seconds isn't going to mean anything because you're going to know where they are. Class photo, survivors in the dream world who are revealed with killer instinct while opening gates grants the ability to teleport to exit gates. That could be quite good. It is, however, endgame. So you have to build into endgame if you want to run this, otherwise it's useless. Well, that's quite good, to be honest. I don't know if it has anti-synergy with No Way Out, because it might disable the aura reading, because they're just gonna touch it and then it'll thingy, but you'll get told then anyway. I wonder if you can teleport to blocked exit gates though. Because I bet you can't. We'll see. Pill bottle. Remember when this used to make him just invisible from a certain range? This was just fucking hilarious for a purple. Each time a survivor wakes up, their sleep meter fills 10% faster, up to a maximum of 50%. Wow. That's potentially quite good, actually. Could be used to mimic things like this, actually. Hang on a minute, does that solve the riddle? Sleep meter fills 10% faster. It does, it fucking does, boys. That buffs survivors. Increases each survivor's sleep meter by 50%. It fills 10% faster. If you're increasing something that fills your extent, fucking hell, dude. That's actually dog shit. That is actually fucking worse than brown. Whatever browns are going to be, mate. These will probably be 4 fucking memes once we get to them. But I can tell you now, they're all better than that. Fucking dude. The Eries in this game, they just don't grasp the concept of them at all. That's actually dog shit. Fucking hell. Right, anyway. Swing chains we know about. Yep, we read about that. Blue dress. Wow. Dream Snare no longer moves. Dream Snare remains active for 8 seconds. Only 1 Dream Snare can be placed at a time. That's fucking awful. Based on what, we know so far. So I'm assuming if it's a ranged ability that you send out, which we'll find out soon enough, you basically turn your power into parking it in places. So maybe putting it down in doorways. 8 seconds sounds one of those values as well where it's just enough time for you to... If you make a minor mistake at like Shack, when you put it near a window, you won't get any value out of it. Because I believe it's about 8 seconds it takes to do a full thing of the Shack. I think that's the new Dream Pallet, Dream Snare, Garden Rake situation. I think that's just bad. But we'll see. Jump rope. Increases duration of hindered when a survivor is hit with the Dream Snare by 1 second. That's probably really good. That is probably actually really good. Hindered, depending on how much hindered it is, because they never actually tell you that as the killer. An extension of 1 second, similar to why Lick of Tongue's quite good on Nemesis for the slowdown. This is basically Freddy's version of Lick of Tongue. Yeah, hindered is a good anti-loop tool, so I'd think that's probably quite good. Nancy's Masterpiece decreases Dream Protection's total cooldown by 10% after hitting a survivor with a Dream Snare or Dream Pallet. That strikes me as good as well. Because you basically, depending on how easy it is to hit a Dream Snare, yeah, and it increases it by 10%, which means you're going to be teleporting a bit more if you're good at landing your shots. Is basically what that is. Paint Thinner, I remember this was useless. This was the green pallets. I don't want it. When a survivor drops a Dream Pallet, they are revealed with Killer Instinct for 6 seconds. Unlocks the ability to use Dream Sections on that survivor while they are revealed. Increases the Dream Section's charge speed by 100%. Increases this Dream Projection's charge speed. I thought that was just the global then. That's interesting. I'd have to see it play out though. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Unicorn Block increases the Dream Pallet's rupture radius by 1 meter. That might be good, depending on how good the geysers actually are. Because that's basically a meter increase in the radius, which is good. Means you might actually get some survivors within the range of it. Might be a situation where this might be required. Usually these kinds of situations arise where they give you radius extensions like this, because it makes the power actually usable, but we'll run it at base and see what it's like first. Cat Block decreases Dream Projection's cooldown by 10%. Yep, it's just faster teleports. Increases the time it takes for survivors to perform the wake up action by 2 seconds. They don't need to do it though, if they can still just use skill checks on gens or healing to do it, so pretty useless. Nancy's Sketch decreases sleep immunity after a survivor uses an alarm clock by 20%. That's the yellow bubble in it around them. Basically just faster sleeps. Don't know, on its own might not be that great, I don't know. Increases the speed that the Dream Snare travels by 15%. Is that not the same? No, it's not. Ooh, double jump rope might actually be something that's back, maybe? Was it? No, it was jump rope and... Was it swing chains? No, it was double rope, I think. Forever Freddy. I think Forever Freddy was double rope. So if you're moving your Dream Snares faster, and then they're hindering as well, so you're more likely to get this off. The Chase Freddy situation going on there, maybe. Prototype Clause decreases the charge time to release a Dream Snare by 10%. That might be good as well, depending on how long it takes in Chase to do it. That's basically, if it is a ranged ability, that's Outcast from Huntress. Increases the charge or wind up time, you know, same thing, to bring them out. Increases the size of the Dream Snare by 10%. Increases the amount of sleep gained from attacking with dream abilities by 10%. Increases the alarm clock's cooldown by 10%. It's like that's an extra 4.5 seconds. 49.5 seconds it goes up to. With that. Probably useless. Decreases the delay before Dream Pallet's rupture by 10%. Whoa, maybe. No, because that's only 0.6 of a second, isn't it? It takes 1.5 seconds. I think it was. Yeah, 1.5 seconds with a 3 meter range. 10% of 1.5 seconds. Fuck me, that's math I can't do. It's about 0.8 of a second? No, that's nearly half of it. Dude, that... I don't know if I'm getting the math right, but that's minuscule. 10% of 1.5 seconds. That's like, we're talking 0.0 something there, I think. Nah, maybe that's not as good actually. 10% makes it look like it's good, but no. Right, we'll get in there into the gameplay. That's the add-ons as well. That's the initial review. I can't believe they've made an Eerie worse than literally every brown in the game, but okay. That's behaviour. That's the only time you're going to catch me burning a Pied Piper. I thought we'd send us here, you know, it's his map in it. It's his time to shine. Right, we're not running add-ons in this first one because I just want to see what the base power is like. We do see somebody. See 2 people, I think. Whoa, okay. That's quite cool. Is that a new visual effect behaviour? Slow down? We're developing video games? Holy shit, that looks quite good. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm a bit pissed off there's no new Terror Radius theme though. I want to see what the Hindered looks like. Didn't see any of it there, which means it's probably quite short. Fucking bots try to dodge it. It does go through walls, this, doesn't it? Doesn't go down. Hang on, get rid of that. Doesn't go down thingy, does it? Down ledges. Fine, just get rid of this. Trying to see what things do. Back up there again. So I can't TP to any of these gens either, actually, because it commits to it, doesn't it? Yeah, that went down that ledge, didn't it? It's fine. Just, literally, dude, I want to see what the fucking Hindered looks like. There it is. Can you just move? Alright, hang on. Proper look at it. This is why I should have won Bamboozle, dude. He's running one of the worst loops in the game to show this off. Come around the other side. Has he finally moved away from it? Yeah, he has. There it is. It's about that long. That's quite good Hindered, actually. I'm very surprised. Hang on, let me just get him on here. I'm very, very surprised and happy that a visual effect like that exists in a behaviour game. I got input delay on that, so I'm going over here then. It's fine. Somebody over there though. That was somebody healing them, wasn't it? I could have TPU switched the pallets. Hang on. See what the range of it is. That didn't hit apparently. Everybody's here. Sit her, get her in Dream World. The teleport seems to I don't like that. There's a weird ass delay on it when you press control before it actually goes through. I assume that's probably a grace period actually, thinking about it. Because now you have to commit to it. Switch to pallet. There's no way to put pallets though, is there? There's a place around here. That one's on, so now white. Probably on the one in the building if I had to guess, yeah. It's Oreo. It's actually outside. Hitbox seems a bit weird, it's fine. We just passed him. Get him on this one. It does have a decent charge time on it though, I will say that. Don't think she's going to go down there, is she? It's fine. Let's get one of them out. Slow the game down. This window on it, yeah. Touch the gender now. Why am I not TPing? Can I attack? Yeah. So you can heal behind generators, and you'll be completely immune to it. Good. That's going to be something that will turn into a tech, you know? It's a tech, boys. You are nutmeg, that's fine. We'd have to get out of the muscle memory of baiting as well, because if I bait that, then... Dude, the weird delay is fucking stupid. Wow, okay. Still kind of bad, that. I think. Can't place a snare there for some reason. Oh, still on pallets, that's fine. There's the hindered, still out of pallet, no matter. Yeah, kind of, I suppose. Stick on this one. I can't tell if they're my footsteps or somebody else's got the same footsteps still. Oh. Still Zarina who's injured. Did press to activate that, that's fine. Use the hinder to break the pallet, that's quite good. Quite close behind, she has to go somewhere, she would have got to that pallet though. That's fine. I think it's alright so far though. Quite honest. It seems like there's actual pressure in chase, but you still have to land things. Fire up is pretty good as well, actually. I'm noticing the pickup speed increase. I don't think I'm going to be able to get one of these off against bots. Focus place file, yeah. These visual effects, boys, only took us 7 years. Yeah, give me this one then. Can't press an hold to reactivate it. Okay, we don't go upstairs. Sure. I'm pretty sure it says in the power description it goes upstairs. Does it go downstairs? Maybe. A little bit weird if that is the case. The hitbox does feel very narrow though, I've got to say. Okay. Okay. was that one, wasn't it? Yeah. Feels quite nice. New fire up. I used to run fire up quite a lot. I do think it was slept on quite a bit, to be fair. Just get the hindrance on her so we sandbag her. It's fine. I don't get a hook, do I? I do. That's fine. No, I wanted to TP to the one that was healing, you know, the one I was looking directly at. But okay, sure. Still over there. Both over here. Does that mean it made a noise that was a bit more significant? Oh, she's in the dream world. Let me get hindered. Okay. I think the dream snare cooldown might be good. I think it was one of his browns, was it? Brown add-ons? Just to keep pressure on in chases. Don't know. I'm gonna get a Mori unless it spawns the axe straight into face. That didn't injure her. One. I'm assuming I have to detonate it down. It's fine. Seems alright. Mori's still shit. I'm noticing he's not got a chase theme either. I would have thought they did give him his own chase theme for the, you know, the big update, but yeah. Right, game 2, fellas. This time with add-ons. Just basically picked the two that appealed the most to me. I've built fully into snares with outdoor rope and the prototype claws, just percentage increases on them. So we did have somebody here. Yes, we did. Okay. Must have been close with the Meg. That's fine. We go through there. That's fine. Find ourselves there again. Get rid of this. Good, she waited. You can use it through windows, good. Okay. It's gonna be in it. That feels a lot better with the speed increase, I've got to say. The speed it travels feels very nice. Do you believe I see somebody over there? What's it do? In the dog top there. She revolted, obviously, with it being a bot. If she revolted, she probably got away with it. Okay. It's fine. That, I believe, did hit her, did it? It made a noise that was different. I didn't hear a scream, though. I think it did, though. It's fine. Didn't let me teleport to that again. That's the fire. I thought it was footsteps. Probably on that, right? Yeah. Why can I not use anything? Right, there's a couple of lockups I'm noticing. So whenever you TP, if you go straight into your power, you can't do anything. And there was also the other situation. I can't remember what it was now. Now I'm just locked out completely. I can't use my power. Fucking hell, game design, boys. Is that it now? I'm locked out of the power. I can't do anything with it. No, hang on, I'm snared. Why am I snared? Right, okay, never mind, it's fine. Whatever. I can't remember pressing control there, though. Unless I pressed it to... I think I pressed it to TP, didn't I? Yeah, because it's press and hold control to TP and then press control to switch. Which is a bit weird, to be honest. Now I can do this again. There we go. Oh, that's fine. I thought it was bugged. Feels like it's quite nice and chase though. The slowdown and the readily available nature of it. Excuse me, where the fuck did that go? Yep. They've removed the bar as well when you hook survivors. No, see, I'm going over there now. The fucking mechanic for teleporting to healthy survivors, dude, or healing survivors feels really shit, to be honest. There's so many times I messed that up now. Because it just takes me to another generator instead of the actual survivor. I don't know if I have to get it pixel perfect or something, I don't know. I feel like dream pallets are quite useless though. Like I've not really used them at all, to be honest. Just doesn't really feel like there's ever a situation for it at the moment anyway. Okay, oh, she's loud. See, did that get her? I don't know if that got her. She's ducking it, dude, what the fuck? Why would it duck it? That's weird. It counted as the Huntress thing. I don't know. Sure. I've not even seen the Vittorio, I don't think. Probably where he is. Nope, that's the Meg, okay. He's break this door, I'm not broken this one, have I? Unless that's no, that's basement, that's one. So my closing thoughts, fellas, just as, you know, we end it here, because obviously I'm going to make this my last round, for the reasons I'm about to mention. Yeah, it exists. And I'm not saying this, you know, because the way I've been speaking about it so far in this video, you know, it's not been, you know, the most impressed of reactions or, you know, just literally screeching at the fucking screen like most people do with this game. It exists to me. It doesn't have anything that really interests me, personally. Yeah, that's by the by, just as it is, you know. Freddy's always been a character that's not really... I love how the gens are actually highlighted though. He's already out anyway, there you go. The bot is going to show you why this is bad game design. There you go, nice one. Cap it off with that. Yeah. It's just, it exists. The visual effects are nice, yeah. Not something that's going to keep me interested in playing though, to be honest. But again, what I'm trying to convey here is that's me personally. He's not a killer that I'm particularly interested in, so I'm not going to be like, you know, what all the other content creators do, basically, where they fucking screech every time something happens on the screen and they get all overexcited. So by the time it actually comes to live, because behaviour don't actually play the game, they just balance based on reaction and data sheets that are factually wrong. They'll just nerf it into the ground when it's actually fine. At the moment, I think it is fine, and it should just be fine, because it's playable. It's a lot better than what it was. It's a market improvement. And yeah, I do think he's quite decent. But as I say, it's just, for me personally, it is what it is, you know. Well, there you go. There's the Freddy rework. I don't know if I'm coming back to the game properly. I'm still playing Marvel Rivals at the moment, still enjoying gaming in that neck of the woods. And I don't really want to give that up for this game. So it is what it is at this point. I just thought I'd come back and do this because everybody was going and fucking mental about it, you know. So there you go. There's your Freddy rework video. See you on the next one.